Hello nerds, welcome to the very first episode of the Ancient Hack Tool Review series, where we're going to be demonstrating hack tools, flutters, virus generators, rats, all kinds of stuff. So for this first episode, we're going to be checking out the VBS worm generator, or Calamare as referenced by antivirus companies. It was written by a 17-year-old in Argentina in the year 2000. It was directly or indirectly responsible for the creation of Kournikova, which spread to millions of computers worldwide in 2001. So let's go ahead and check it out. So we have that nice splash screen. Looks kind of nice. So here we have the options to change the name of the worm and the name of whoever we want it affiliated to. Here we have the option to copy it to the Windows folder and obviously change the name of the worm. Here we have a README, which I think is quite funny. It's just the generator author asking that you don't remove the comment at the end of the worm because it's his code. He doesn't want it to be stolen. Here we have an about, which is the website it came from, and the copyright year. We have a help, which I don't have access to, so we can't see this. Here we can change the subject and the message that it sends. Notice how if you're a bit of a virus history junkie, you might notice that this is the same subject and message body as the Kournikova worm. And my theory is that whoever generated the Kournikova worm didn't actually bother changing the body or the subject, which again I think is quite hilarious. Really goes to show how lazy some of these people were when it came to spreading their malware. And we have quite a bit of options here. We can show a message. We can kind of manipulate whether or not it's an attachment or a message. I think it explains here what this does. So you can basically, if you want to, you can send a message with the worm embedded inside the HTML body instead of it just being sent as an attachment. I don't know how well that works. I've never tested it, so I'm just going to leave it there. It also has the option where you can go through different IRC clients. I'm going to turn these off because I don't have IRC set up. Here you can crypt the code, which I think is kind of interesting because back in the day this wasn't really a thing. I mean, nowadays for modern malware it's a standard to crypt your payloads, but back then it wasn't really needed because most antiviruses back in the day were based on file hashes. I could be wrong though, so don't quote me on that. So that's interesting to see. We can crypt the code if we want, or essentially obfuscate it. You can, these are different payloads. I think these go here, yeah. So you can choose whether or not you want to send a message or make it go to a URL, or if you want, you can crash the system. And you can also choose the month and the day that it activates on. This also is the same as the Kournikova worm, which is interesting. I just think whoever wrote or created Kournikova was just really lazy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and make a silly little worm here real quick. What should I call this worm? Oh, I know. 6, 7. I really hope this fucking meme dies, by the way. And we're gonna change the name to Techie, because my name is Techie. And we're going to change the file name of this to 6, 7. We're going to change the registry name on startup to 67. Message. I think I'm just going to leave the message blank. And then we can choose the option whether or not to infect files. I'm not going to do that because I think file infections are lame. We're going to go to payloads. We're going to do a message, and we're just going to say, I really hope this meme dies. And then we're just going to do info. And then we're going to do, what day should I do? I think I'm going to do October 31st. Why not? Halloween. So let's go ahead and generate our new worm. Save it. As you can see, we now have our worm. As you can see, Vbswg created by Techie. Yeah, totally created by me. And as you can see at the bottom here, we have the Vbswg at the bottom. This is what the author told us to not delete because he wants his credit. And yeah. And that's some pretty alright code. All the variable names are randomized. I'd assume that's done by the program. So let's go ahead and open up Outlook real quick. Go to our outbox and just see if this works. And it will go ahead and mass mail itself. And here it is, 67.vbs. And if I'm correct, it should have showed up in regedit. Yeah, here we go. We have 6.7 running on startup. And we also, if we go to HKey current user, we have 6.7 and we have mailed equal to 1. So it basically keeps track of how many times it mails itself, so it doesn't do it multiple times. And of course it also adds this string, which Kournikova also does, which is how malware reverse engineers were able to figure out, or should I say malware analysts, excuse me, I don't know what I'm on. This is how malware analysts figured out that this was generated and not actually written. So yeah, so this system is fully infected with my 6.7 virus. We're going to go ahead and change the date to the 31st and see if this sends our message. And as you can see, our message gets sent. I really hope this meme dies. So there you go. But yeah, there's nothing really else to this. So yeah, that's about it for Vbswg. Thank you for watching.